The wise man said, what is the matter with y'all? What is the matter with y'all? You know, this kind of reminds me of what I used to do. Alright. I can't help it. I just feel like talking. And I try to resist the urge, but also there's this thing where I say, I don't want to use Lo-Fi Girl anymore. And there's of course a reason why I don't want to use Lo-Fi Girl anymore. And of course that reason includes the fact, wait, I have to check something. Man, I look like I'm all dressed in white, am I not? So yeah, I'm trying to work a bit more with sound. Look, that's incredible, isn't it? Now I suddenly don't look like I'm glowing anymore. So it really depends on the background, does it not? Okay, this is a bit confusing for me, this picture, which you don't really see that. I have to change that. So in a way I feel like maybe I should, what the fuck? Well, of course, there are all kinds of reasons all kinds of reasons. Yeah, I think that's okay. I actually think I can keep that turned off. Or maybe I just do what I used to do, which is take the focus just a bit away from myself. I mean, I don't have to be always the center of attention. Like, isn't it enough if I do that sometimes? And then other times I just, so I can turn that filter off. So in a way you can see what's going on in here. You can see me wearing that nice shirt. Jesus, I seem to be really full of myself. I mean, of course, that's what happens also when you start, putting the focus on yourself. So I don't know about you, but for example, like this. I like the picture like this. It's just different. And tell me whatever you want. Well, that's just more kind of art. And this is now the third picture I took that day. And I didn't try any of this. I don't know what's going to come out of it. First of all, of course, I have to load the new pictures, which I painted. So yeah, in a way, of course, this is the way it is. And for this picture, I don't want to do too much. Well, let's just see. I like that one. Yeah, I'm just quite horny at the moment. Basic adjustments. So what does that really do, right? I mean, highlight compression. I love it. It's incredible, but I'm so horny. And then you have to deal with that. And I just say, no masturbation. But then I draw these things. And they make me... Whoa. They make me... even hornier. So sometimes you think, it will help, but it actually makes it worse. And how do you deal with that? Well, how do you deal with that? Well, I wouldn't know, would I? Like this effect is really strong, the black level. I think I like it like this. And then I can take the brightness out of it. That's just about seeing where this will get us. So it's always a bit a challenge to just do stuff based on your feeling, but somehow it's getting me somewhere because I have to think less. And now, for instance, I was watching this case with Johnny Depp. It's just kind of interesting, isn't it? You look at two people who formerly loved each other, or said they would. Now they're having this kind of fight over money and, you know, who's right or something. And they're just trying to show towards each other how wrong they all are. You know, instead of just trying to play it nice. Whoa. And that's just something I find weird. Like, you could play it nicely, but then probably somebody feels cheated, and then you're trying to win the breakup or something. But don't you see, it's not about winning. I mean, it's about that you lost something, isn't it? It's about accepting and then letting go. And I think that's just really hard. What am I doing? Okay, color. And of course, if emotions are involved, oh, look at this. It's really incredible how I forgot something. Like, I can't even think straight if I see this. I just want to. I just want to get rid of this feeling. I mean, I've talked about it in the last video. And I really, really just feel like that. You know, you wake up, you have a kind of a wet dream in the night. And I don't know how it is for women. But it's just this feeling of, oh my God. You know, just like intensity, that's how you could call it. It's just pure intensity. And that's, I believe, also what Tantra is somehow about. To build it up. Now imagine. You don't masturbate for a couple of months. Like that energy, that sexual energy that you build up. And then imagine meeting the woman of your dreams. And then just bringing it together. And now imagine you would do that in a marriage. You would say, okay, let's have not sex. Like, let's have no sex until, let's say, a month. And then you build it up. And you set a date or something, you know, that's the day. And then you build it up. But you're also mentally preparing yourself. You're like, you know, looking forward to it. It's like 1,000 birthdays at the same time. And then you have one really awesome night together where you just, you know, you really stretch it out. You start like, you know, you're showering together, you clean each other. And then this feeling, you know, just with these two fingers touching the nipple already, it's like, ooh, right? So just imagine. And then some people, they want to have sex every day. You cannot have this intensity when you want to have it every day. And that's why at some point you have to change the way you express yourself sexually. Because if you just keep doing the same old stuff, I mean, it's just gonna get boring. So you should just have less of it, but then more intense. And that's what I believe. So to really take the time and not just do it, but like really create an experience. And I think on the long run, this will really up your sexual game. But of course, then, you know, it's something you both want. And it's just this kind of, you know, just being close to each other, but not always touching and cuddling, but like keeping the distance a bit. And then when you get closer, you just like really, you know, the closer that month gets, you're gonna think, God damn it, you know, I feel like I'm going insane. But that just means like saving yourself up, and that's how I feel like at the moment with that special woman. You know, I don't know, because like I said, I don't see her. I don't know what she's doing. I just try to trust as good, you know, as best as I can. And then I hope that this is, you know, that I'm actually working towards us being together. And that also takes a lot of devotion, because I know I have to save up my energy now. Because if I keep spilling it, I'm gonna feel miserable, and I'm gonna more feel like I hate her, because if I waste my energy, I don't have any, and then I want her to give me that. And that's just gonna make me feel miserable. So it's a better way, a much better way, to just save that energy for when then you can actually really enjoy it. And you see, of course, where the problem lies. I don't know when that's going to be. I literally have no idea when that is going to be. And of course I hope it's going to be rather sooner than later. But I also realize, and that's important, like, where do you stand in life? Like, that's something important, to realize where you stand in life. And if you're actually ready. Because if you cannot refrain from masturbation, then I would say to you, you're clearly not ready. And that's just a fact. Because for this woman, for this very special woman, if you can't even stop to masturbate for her, well, then I say to you, I mean, it's not even a question, it's just a fact that you're not ready. You are absolutely not ready. And that's why, well, it's up to you to be ready. It's up to you to make a reality where you will be ready. And that takes devotion and skill, and it's going to make you cry. But anything else won't work. It will not. It will not work. That's just how it is. And therefore, how are you going to deal with this? Right? are you going to say, well, I take this challenge? You know, I want her so much that she's worth it, like absolutely worth it, not just a bit, like really she's worth it. Because for all you know, she might be doing the same. And then the other fact is, maybe now I know who it is. But even if you don't know who it is, you can make that decision already. You can already say now, I will save myself for the woman, you know, that will do the same. And maybe the moment you make that decision, she makes that decision. And suddenly things are going to be a bit different. And then one day you'll meet her. But for that, then you have to have stamina. And it's going to be hard. And there's gonna be no guarantee, just your trust that if you wait and you save yourself for that special someone, but if you just keep running after all kinds of women, you're just gonna ruin it. Because you attract what you send out. So if you only have a little bit of energy to send, well, what are you going to attract? You know, a person with the same kind of limited amount of energy. Somebody who just has sex to, you know, feel good and pass the time. If you want to attract a woman into your life that wants to have children and build a family, well, then you have to send that out. So you don't just have sex casually. No. You want to have sex because there's actually something, you know, you want to give. And I know, like, I want a woman that is able to give, right? But if I cannot give anything, then what kind of woman will I attract into my life? If I have nothing to give, then who am I going to attract? What do you think? Well, exactly that. And so, right, I have all these ideas which are basically based on my fear, where I say, oh, I'm afraid that she will cheat on me and stuff like that. Well, I project that onto her. It's kind of unfair, right? Because maybe she doesn't do that. So what happens if I stop doing this? Well, I might just find someone. Good luck. That's all I can say. And yeah, of course, I mean, this is quite a sexual picture. And I'm sexually frustrated. So of course I talk about this because this is a topic in my life. This is a topic right now in my life. And therefore, this is what I can talk about. If I were to talk about anything else, I mean, it would be kind of dishonest. Because this is the topic. So, yeah, sure. This means, of course, this is kind of selfishness. But what can I do? Can't really do much about it. Just use it in a way. Yeah, and in my mind I'm thinking, probably while I'm doing this people think, why don't you just shut up, right? Why don't you just look pretty and paint? Well, because it's not your show. And if you want somebody to just look pretty and paint, because I feel like talking. So it also would be, you know, just as much of a lie if I wouldn't talk, if I feel like it. So I guess I just have to go through with it. And yeah, that's just about it. This shape, right? I mean, what more do you want in your life than a beautiful woman that only wants you, right? And that's why I say, like, it's absolutely worth it to be patient to attract this into your life. That's my belief. And that's why I choose to rather make paintings than to masturbate at the moment. Jesus. Because it's just, like I said, it's a challenge. And masturbating is actually easy. It's very easy. Very, very easy. But to build it up and to hold it, Well, that's a tough one. That's a really, really tough one. Like, probably tougher than anything you've ever done. And that's why I think it's absolutely worth it to consider these things always a challenge. And what I can say is, I mean, I've been in these places before already. It's not the first time, right? So I know how it is like, but I've tried multiple times already, and I've struggled and I've failed every time until now. And now I just say, I think now I can manage. And you know what? Every time and I mean that. Every time every time I think about masturbating and I think about being lazy, you know what I do? Sometimes I feel like I want to look outside the window and suddenly I see a mother walking up with a child. And suddenly I'm reminded, okay, this is why you're doing it. This is why you're doing it. So just say, okay, work, put in the 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 work. Like you pick yourself up and you say, okay, continue. And well, you figure it out. It is difficult. It is bloody difficult. Nope. What? Oh. But yeah, that's the amount of determination you need. You just say, I'm gonna do it, you know. This time I'm not gonna fail. This time I'm going to succeed. And to hell with all that nonsense, like to hell with all these excuses. To hell with all this bullshit. I was always telling you, I know just this one time. Yeah, why not do it one more time? Yeah, because every time I do this, my dream slips away from me. And I turn to that miserable little shit that I see when I look at politicians. That greedy little shit that I hate. And I say, no. Like, not anymore. I cannot be this anymore. I don't want to be this anymore. So I fight. And that's what you then call fighting your own demons, of course. This is what you then call fighting your own demons. And to allow healing into your life, you have to fight them. Because they want to kill you. And it's a struggle. And that's all I can say to you is, like, who do you want to be? Do you want to be that miserable shit that gave up? Or do you want to be the guy that pulled through? Like, how do you want to be as a parent later? How do you want to be? Like, do you want to feel strong in front of your child? Or do you want to feel shitty and weak? Like, it's your choice. It's always your choice. It's always your choice. Always, 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 always. Always. And I say, well, I want to stand for something. I want to stand for something. I want to stand for somebody who actually does what he says. Like somebody who stands up for his woman. Somebody who is honest and gentle and kind, but also tough if he has to be. And maybe for that, you're gonna earn yourself the right to have a fair-skinned, beautiful woman in your life that's going to love you, because you are everything that she wanted. And for that I say, I can do it. Because I'm dreaming of something and only if I stand up for it and I show that I'm worth it, will I ever get it. And that's then what I must show at all costs. And you realize I can keep going about this. because what I see here just excites me to an incredible amount, and that's why I know that I'm doing the right thing, because I want to touch something like it with my finger. I want to caress breasts of the woman that I love. I want to smell her, I want to feel her, I want to touch her. And for that, I will manage, because I'm the guy who can do it. And if I cannot do it, then I'm lying to myself. And then I'm not the man that I say I am. So I have to live what I say. I have to live what I say. Because otherwise, I'm just a fraud. And how can I look myself like, how can I look into the mirror telling myself that I am something that I'm not? Like, I can't. And I don't want to do that. So who are you when you are alone at home? Are you just pretending? Or are you actually who you are when you leave the house? And that's just, I think, one of the most important questions. And that's something that you can only answer yourself. And nobody else can say these things. I kind of like this, but I don't like that the image itself is kind of retreating to the background the way it is. So for example, what I can try is to put the same image again above it and see what happens then. And then I have it kind of twice. But yeah, I just, to my understanding, I want that. Of course I can say then, take it a bit out, like I could, for instance, take it a bit out. It's not it. Maybe that's just not it. That's also the other thing, of course. You cannot always expect it to be perfect. like sometimes maybe it's just going to be a bit less nice. Whoa. Kind of like this. See, now you're creating all kinds of effects here. I mean, the trees. But still also highlighting it in a way. So I can actually, because what changes? This is how it looks like that. If I take that out, it looks like this. If I put both in, it's kind of beautiful, isn't it? Of course, this somehow, it's just this random effect once more. Like having that tree here, and it still keeps the kind of the sexual thing. So you know it's there, but you also have to look for it a bit. And I have to say, I think I'm fine. Just want to see. That's interesting too. Whoa. Okay. I mean, that's even more crazy. Whoa. I mean, come on, guys. This is just insane. Ah, scheiße. Of course, it's like really abstract now. But look at this here, come on. It really looks like there's a mouth coming out of this. And then with the new color. So now I have HSV value. And before I had subtract. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. I had exclusion. That's the one. It's of course kind of, and what I also like is to put it always up 100% and then go a bit down. Because what to me is somehow quite important. And now this actually looks a bit like a tree thing. Quite awesome. So you see, it's all kind of random, and now I don't feel as horny anymore. See, when I sat down here, I could have, you know, whoosh, spunked it off. Whoa. But then I made the decision. I like it, it's different from anything I've created so far. And so also my feeling told me I wanted to leave this part in, which was, usually I take that out this year with my newer pictures. But in this picture, I wanted to have this surroundings. And so, yeah, it's good to listen. I think I'm going to leave it like this. It's always hard. Of course, I can check, because I also like that. Because what happens, you bring out this a bit more. Now look at the nipple, it's like half blue. But either the entire effect or just a bit up. So different, and that makes it quite hard to make a decision. I think like this. I think like this I like it the most. But this keeps this kind of uniform. Now it's 93. Oh shit. Was that there before? It was burn. It's at 93. Yeah, I want to stay there. I think I like this the most. 96. 93. Yeah. 100% is a bit too much. So if I say 96, 97, 96. And that's of course the kind of fiddling normally you wouldn't show to people, right? So normally you would just do it. And that's about it. Now look at this. Tree. That's a hard one. Okay. It's really not much different. It's 97. Don't know why. Just like that better. This is awesome. I love it. I mean, talking about natural and stuff. Here you have the kind of penis, curves, the stomach. I like it. And I call this I Came from the Woods. Whoever that is. Like sometimes it's really hard. I said that already, but it is. Look at this. And that's in there now. What? Okay. I want to check it first. Quite interesting stuff, eh? So see, it really changes your art if you allow it to change, and if you allow yourself to change. What? I already forgot that I made these. What the heck? Like sometimes you really have to remind yourself what you all did. Like, I made that one? When did I make this? Right? I really forget. You really start to forget how much stuff you create. Because it's just so much at one point. And you don't remember anymore that you've done these. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. I will not change it anymore. Because you can always spend more time with it. But sometimes it just has to be good like this, because I love it. I love it the way it is. That's of course how you should see a woman. You know, just love her the way she is. But that also is a hard one. That's quite a hard one. But, I mean, what can you do? You just try your best. And now, I'm going to upload more videos. Hey, you can say it never stops, does it? Alright, I say thank you for watching this. That was an interesting one. I came from the woods. Peace out. Cheers.